So, what happens when you mix something as cold and logical as artificial intelligence with something as emotional as music and as complex as international relations? Well, you get something pretty amazing, a brand new form of diplomacy. We're talking about building bridges, not with treaties and handshakes, but with algorithms and anthems. And today, we're going to dive into a project that did exactly that.
I mean, it sounds a little like science fiction, right? Can an algorithm really write a peace anthem? We usually think of AI as this tool for crunching numbers and spitting out data. But what if it could actually tap into something as deeply human as music to bring people together? That's the huge, powerful idea we're exploring here.
You know, for literally centuries, diplomacy has been all about politicians in suits, signing treaties, and making formal agreements. But that's starting to change. We're seeing this whole new way of connecting with each other, right at the intersection of culture and technology. It's a kind of diplomacy that uses art and code to speak a language everyone can understand.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the big picture: AI, music, and diplomacy. Then, we're going to get into the really cool stuff, decoding a specific project called 6S, 6L, 6A. After that, we'll uncover the message hidden in its code and see how it went from just a project to a real pioneer. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at what this all means for the future of digital diplomacy.
All right, Section 1, AI, music, and diplomacy. This is really a new frontier for how we connect globally. For so long, technology was just a tool, right? A hammer or a calculator. But what if it could be more? What if it could be a creative partner? Just imagine an AI that doesn't just translate your words, but actually helps you write a song that can cross borders and bring people together. That's the incredible shift we're seeing. And the person who's really at the heart of this movement is Dr. Nabil Chidi. He has this amazing philosophy. He says, true media is not just reporting an event, but creating hope and building bridges. And that's it, right there. The idea that technology should do more than just tell us what's happening. It should actively help shape a better world. This very idea is the engine behind the project we're about to get into.
Okay, so that's the big idea, but how do you actually do that? How does that philosophy become a real thing? Well, let's dive into the perfect example. We're going to decode the 6S, 6L, 6A project. It's this incredible initiative that was actually created as a gift to South Korea.
So, first things first, what on earth is 6S, 6L, 6A? It sounds super technical, maybe like a Wi-Fi password, right? But it's actually a really elegant formula. Let's break it down. 6S stands for 6 original songs. 6L is for the 6 official languages of the United Nations. And 6A? That's for the 6 different AI platforms that help make the whole thing happen.
And when you look at the components, you realize just how massive this undertaking was. We're not talking about just one song. We're talking about 6 completely original songs. And each of those songs was produced in all 6 official UN languages. That's Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish, plus a special version in Korean. And somehow tying this all together were 6 different AI platforms and even 3 companion podcasts. It was a massive, multilingual, technological symphony.
So here's the magic formula, laid out simply. Step 1, you start with art, something universal, like music. Step 2, you give it global reach by using the world's most spoken languages. And step 3, you use technology, in this case AI, to handle the heavy lifting of composition and translation. What do you get? A truly global message. It's art plus language plus technology. Simple, but so powerful.
All right, Section 3, a message in the code. Because this project was so much more than just a cool tech demo. To really get it, you have to understand the deeper meaning, the symbolism behind it all, and it all centers on one year, 1919.
This is the key. This whole huge international project was created as a tribute, a gift, really, to South Korea for its Independence Movement Day. It's a day that remembers a really pivotal moment in their history, a time of peaceful struggle for freedom and national identity. So this wasn't just a random project, it was deeply, deeply meaningful.
And this is where it gets really clever. The project didn't just talk about 1919, it literally became a part of the symbolism. The team launched the entire thing globally on March 1st, the exact day of the historical movement, at precisely 1919 UTC. Think about that. They used a timestamp to connect 100 years of history to a message about the future. It's just a stunning piece of digital poetry.
So, the big question is,
Did it work? Was all this ambition and symbolism actually effective? Let's take a look at the impact, because 6S6L6A wasn't just some cool art project. It made some serious waves in the real world. And we don't just have to guess. The project was actually evaluated on its own terms. And look at these scores. A perfect 10 for innovation, a 10 for cultural value, a 10 for historical symbolism, and another 10 for the technical side. That adds up to a staggering 9.6 overall. This just goes to show it wasn't just a nice idea, it was executed almost flawlessly.
And that success got noticed on the world stage. For all of this visionary work, Dr. Shidi was awarded the 2025 Medal of Excellence for Journalism. And this is a huge deal, a major international honor. It was basically the world saying, yes, what you did here matters. This is a new way of building bridges.
But, an award is one thing. The biggest outcome, the real legacy of this project, was something else entirely. It actually created a whole new field of study. It's called IAMDC, which stands for Multilingual AI and Cultural Diplomacy. It basically took this idea and turned it into a formal discipline, a new way of using AI, art, and language to help nations talk to each other.
Which brings us to our final section, the future of digital diplomacy. Okay, so we have this brand new field, and we have this amazing project as a proof of concept. So what's next? What does this all mean for the future of how countries relate to one another?
I think what this project really proves is that technology itself is neutral. It's a tool. And what matters is how we choose to use it. You hear so much these days about the risks of AI, how it could divide us, but 6S6LA is this beautiful, powerful blueprint for the opposite. It shows us that we can actually bake our best values, like unity, peace, and respect, right into the code.
And that really leaves all of us with a huge question to think about. As these AI systems get smarter, as they learn our languages, understand our cultures, and even start creating their own art, we have a choice to make. We are the ones who decide what values to teach them. So the real question is, what kind of world do we want our technology to help us create?